And I'll give you around 30 to 60 seconds to answer this question. What are 3 fun or exciting things you would like to be doing in the next year? I'll hand you over to Angel now, who's going to explain to you the main activity for today.
Yes, so to recap on our first session, we identified the strengths that we obtained from a moment of excellence in your life, right? Some of those strengths maybe we already knew, and some might have been a new discovery. So now you might be wondering, what do I do with these strengths that I have, right? This list. Well, for this second call of the Impact series, what we're going to do is we're going to visualize how our life would look like if we were using all of those strengths. Um, and you will have time to write down your experience, and then we'll put you into groups, and you will share what you're comfortable sharing about what you saw. And this exercise is going to be a visualization. Some of you might be familiar with them, but if you're not, I would say that my invitation is to use this visualization as a start. Um, with some people that I work with, when they do this for the first time, they feel a lot of pressure that they have to get it right, this vision. And I tell them it's just a start. This is not like the visualization you're going to keep the rest of your life. This is just with what you know now. Um, you visualize, oh, okay, maybe, for example, let's say a personal example of mine. Back in 2018, I wanted to start a business with a friend of mine, a real estate business. And so my visualization back then was like, oh, I'm going to have this real estate business and it's going to be successful. I'm going to be doing this and that. But I have never done it before, right? So it was just with what I knew. But once I started working on it, after 1 year, I realized it's not for me at all. So now my visualization changed. So it's just part of the process, right? Now my future includes being a coach. And yeah, that's okay. Once I work on it, maybe I see it's not for me anymore, and then my visualization changes. So just part of the process. Um, so the goal of this exercise that we're going to do in a little bit is to basically to inspire you to think bigger, to start listening to your inner voice if you haven't done so before, and to use the strengths that we identified. And and um, and yeah, so it's just basically we're going to use this tool, and my invitation will be to use it often in your life. It could be once a day, once a week, up to you, but it's very helpful to use it. Um, so before we start, I want you to have the following in mind. So the premise of this exercise is that we're going to do a visualization where you're going to envision your ideal 24 hours, 12 months from now. And these are not good or great, but your ideal 24 hours. And what I mean by ideal is that if you could not fail at whatever you want to do, how would this life look like? If you want to be like the owner of something, then don't think, oh, but what if this happened? No, just like if you want that and if you could not fail at that, how would it look like in 1 year? Um, One thing that I recommend people do is to let the heart do the talking, which would be what you want, and not the brain, which the brain is how to achieve it. Is it practical? Is it real? Is it like just for now, just focus what do you actually want. Later we can focus about how to get there, but we don't want to kill the idea before you even have it, you know? Um, so that's one thing. Then the other one that I have seen happen with my clients before is that don't visualize yourself being on vacation, but your an ideal life, an ideal day in your life doing something that you love or that you would love doing. Okay. Because yeah, back in the day, people would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm on vacation the whole day at the beach," and I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds great, but how realistically, how many days of that can you do, right, before you go crazy?" So it's more like working on whatever you're passionate about. That could be your ideal day. Um, the other thing would be notice during that day that you're going to be visualizing uh, that you're working on the goal that you want to achieve. It could be habits, nutrition, routines, and also to make it easier for you. Usually, like this visualization is like 5-10 minutes, And if I just let you go for 5, 10 minutes, your mind would go all over the place very fast, and that's normal, right? So what Antonia is gonna do is that she's gonna be asking you questions once in a while during the visualization, just to bring your attention back in case it drifted. But it's not for you to answer those questions out loud, it's just for your mind to answer. And finally, to get you ready, I would like you to read through the list of strengths that you have so that they're fresh in your mind. That way you can apply them to your visualization. So if you can.
Okay, everybody. Then I would like to ask you to get as comfortable as you can. You can turn off your cameras, as Angel said. I'm going to be leading you through the visualization. You will then have some time to write down what you saw, and then we'll put you in groups to share with each other whatever you're comfortable with. Give you more instructions on that in a moment. So get into the most comfortable position, turn off your camera, turn off your phones. You only need to hear me. And I would like to ask you to close your eyes, open your hands, and get into a very relaxed position. And we'll be doing 3 deep breaths together. So take a deep breath in. And then a deep breath out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And now I invite you to fully arrive in this present moment. Maybe notice the underground that you're sitting on. And remember that you don't have to be anywhere right now. We'll let all the to-dos fade into the background. They can come back later. And if you hear things around you, just let those sounds be there. Let them become part of what you're seeing. And now I would like to invite you to imagine that it is 12 months from today, and you are living your ideal 24 hours. You can see that you are using your skills and strengths fully, and you're living the most extraordinary life imaginable. If you could not fail, and you wouldn't have any fear of failure, what would this day look like? I would like you to start from the moment that you wake up in the morning of those 24 hours. What is the first thing that you notice? Where are you? Are you in the city? Are you in the countryside? Is there someone with you? And what is around you? Are you in an apartment? A boat? What does your furniture look like? a moment to notice how you feel. What does your heart feel like? What does your body feel? And what is your health like? In this ideal 24 hours, what do you look like? What kind of clothes do you wear? What kind of hair do you have? Do you look different? As you move through your day, what do you see? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? Do you work out? Do you make your own food or is someone making your food? What emotions are you experiencing? What is bringing you joy? What work are you doing that you love? Are you an employee? Are you running a business? Are you working with others? Remembering your strengths, how are they showing up in your life? How are you using them? The day is slowly coming to an end. What made you feel most proud or excited? What emotions did you have? What are you experiencing? And where are you now? And if you could end your day any way that you want, how would it end? Who would you be with? Where would you be? Before you go to sleep, as you are closing your eyes, what are you experiencing? And now, in your own time, come back to the room, open your eyes, and when you're ready, turn on the camera so we can see you again.
Hello, welcome back. Hopefully it was a good visualization for all of you. So before we talk, we would like to capture what you saw so you don't forget any details. So basically on this part of the exercise, how did it look like? How did those ideal 24 hours look like? If you could please write down very vividly what you saw in your mind and include as much detail as possible. Write like if you're the only one that is going to read it, because when we share it later, you don't have to share everything you wrote. You can only share what you feel comfortable with. But it's important that you capture as much detail as you can for you. And we added some questions just to help you write. For example, what did you notice? How do you use your strengths? What excited you the most? What surprised you? We're gonna give you 4 minutes to write down your answer, and yeah, let us know when you're done.
Okay, as I said, due to time, we'll move us along. So we've got this quote here from James Clear: you won't always get what you strive for, but you'll definitely get what you settle for. So with that, we want to ask you to take your pen and paper again and just in 30 seconds, like write down what can you appreciate about your group partner, about yourself, about the session. And then we'll just do rapid fire shares to close. So only 30 seconds, first thing that comes to your mind. And then I want to congratulate you on completing step number 2 of the journey in the impact series. Here you can see it again on the screen. So we started by discovering the strengths. We went to envision the future. And the next 2 sessions are around building sustainable habits so that you can align your actions to your strengths. And the last part will be to launch a mini experiment, so that you can take a small action towards your strength-based future vision. And to finish the call, we would like to end with a short gratitude visualization. So if you just want to close your eyes for a moment, put your hands on your heart, and then just take a breath in. And as you breathe in, feel your heart moving. Feel the power of your heart and the strength. And I want you to take one moment to think of something that made you feel proud today. And then in your own time, open your eyes again. Thank you all for joining us, and we speak to all of you again soon.